everybody, my name is Maxine and I'm the Director of Programmatic Innovation here at Climb Theater. And I'm going to be the one to guide you through how to play the game, The Winker. Got your winking eyes ready? Then let's go. For this game, you will need a large space for people to walk in and of course a guide to take the people through the game. In the game, The Winker, there is one person who is the winker, and then the rest of the group are the townspeople. The winker's goal is very much like the Sandman, that fairy tale, is to put the entire town to sleep. And the townspeople's goal is to find out who the winker is. Now, unlike the Sandman, the winker doesn't go around sprinkling sand. The winker winks at other people, and when they receive that wink, they have a very drowsy sleep spell cast upon them, and they fall asleep. Now, choosing your winker depends on people's comfortability with winking as well as their ability with winking. So, before you begin the game, you might want to start your class off with some facial exercises and maybe some winking back and forth just to see who's comfortable with it, and that may give you a key as to who to choose to be your winker. Once you're ready to begin the game, have your students stand up in a circle. Have them close their eyes and bow their heads. You are going to walk around and tap one person on the shoulder. That person will be your winker. Have them nod or something to acknowledge that they know that they are the winker. Once you've gotten that acknowledgement, have them put their heads back down and then wake up the whole town. Now here's where I like to add that special flair of theater. I like to add music, I like to begin the story, and I tell the townspeople, wake up, it's time to wake up. And then I have them walk around the class, they're greeting each other just as townspeople would in a town. And then I let them know that there is a winker among them. And that if they are winked at by the winker, that puts them under a sleep spell and they must fall asleep. People, of course, don't have to fall asleep on the floor. If they are not comfortable, they can have a sleep in a chair. Now, if the winker gets everyone out in the townspeople, well, the winker wins. However, the townspeople also have a chance to try to guess who the winker is. They do this by raising their hand and the game freezes. If they raise their hand and the game freezes, they must state who they think the winker is. If they get it right, the winker has lost. If they get it wrong, they and the person they accused is out. Now this helps in classrooms where you have some students who will just wink just to throw other students off. If they want to continue to play the game, they will not do that action. Now, you can put a time limit on this game and say the game is going to run about 5 minutes and whoever gets out, gets out. Or you can run it where it just runs as long as it goes just to see how many people get out before they find out who the winker is. That all depends on what you choose. So go for it. Enjoy playing the game. If you keep watching, I'm going to give you some debrief questions that you can ask your class to enhance their learning through this game and connect it to their real life situations in their community. All right, keep watching. Now I'm going to share some questions that you can use as a debrief to the game with your students. All right, the first question is, what were the 3 different types of people that were in that game? What were the 3 different types of people that were in that game? There's the winker, there are the people who were put to sleep, and there are also the townspeople who were watching it happen. Now, ask the townspeople, what was their goal in that game? Then ask them, what happened if they didn't accomplish their goal? For this game, if they didn't accomplish their goal, the winker would have put everyone to sleep. Now let's connect this game to our real life situations. There are times in life where the actions of one can affect many. And sometimes the negative actions of one can negatively affect many. So ask your students, what are some times where they see one person's actions negatively affecting a whole group of people? In correlation to the play Keeping Tabs, this is a great opportunity to talk about cyberbullying and how one person's actions can negatively affect a whole community. Then ask the students, what are some reasons that people don't speak up and don't stop these things from happening? In that game, The Winker, the goal of the townspeople was to keep an eye out to see who the winker was. They had to stay vigilant. They had to be watching so that they can keep their town as plentiful as possible. These students, it is also their responsibility to act and say something when they see acts of cyberbullying. When doing so, they are showing that they can be accountable. Ask your students if they know what it means to be accountable. When you're accountable, you take responsibility for your actions, whether they be something great or if you made a mistake. And in a community setting, each student should be accountable to making sure that that community is safe, respectful, and responsible. And then talk about the word advocacy with your students. Ask them if they know what an advocate is. At Climb, we say an advocate is someone who speaks up for what they want, what they need, and what they believe. So, in situations of cyberbullying, what are some ways that students can be advocates for one another? I hope these questions are a great start for you to lead a very thorough discussion with your students. And most importantly, I hope that this has all made you very excited to see our show. All right, I hope you're looking forward to Keeping Tabs.